The is it a course training? How you call it that you put on our words? Good. We're live. Okay. It will take time until we see it on YouTube, but I guess we're live, right?
I guess so too.
So people are still coming in. Thank you everyone for watching. You know that this is the product meetup, live meetup. So basically this is our space where we will talk about, updates and things about the product, discuss with you things and have your feedback, show you some things that are in the works. So things that we didn't yet release or didn't even deploy to anyone, right? And then have your feedback about it. So it's our place. We started this like maybe quite some time ago. Maybe it will be a year.
Christmas,
maybe
no,
yeah.
maybe before Christmas, like 2 months before Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some time ago, and we've done quite a few of these. We like this place because it becomes our place where we talk to the community. Today is a special topic. We're going to cover more open source. But before we go to the topic, I would like to tell you that this event happens the last Wednesday normally of every month. Okay. We will post the date of the next one, and maybe we'll tease you on what will happen in the next one. So next month in May, the next one will be. Don't hesitate to and forget to subscribe to the channel. Then you'll get the notifications about it. And there is also the calendar, the event calendar. That you can add to your calendar. We put the topic there and the link to the YouTube. Okay, that's for the starter. To give you context, myself, I'm Sadek. I am the CEO of Prismic, but don't get too impressed. I am a developer. I just slowly used to be right, but I slowly evolved into like taking more and more responsibilities, and I like the kind of job I'm doing. Maybe sometime I can tell more about this, but at the essence, I'm an engineer. I'm a developer, and here we have Renaud, the product guy.
Yeah.
This is how we call you.
That's how you call me?
Yeah.
Not in front of me, but yeah. But yeah, but we met before. We saw each other like in a different meetup. So yeah, happy to be back because I was not here last time. I was on holiday and I saw you drop my name a couple of times and try to call me some names and bad mouth about me.
Because you were not there, you were free.
Easy,
Me and Phil, right? Last time with Phil.
But yeah, and happy to be back. Happy to discuss also the different changes that we'll bring to the product. While I was not here, I also saw that we got a lot of interaction during the last meetup, so I was pretty happy to see everyone reacting to the different announcement that we did and the different feature that we presented. So happy to continue the discussion today and to be part of it at least this time.
Right. And about I'm back with my dragon jacket. I love this jacket. It has become for me the product meetup jacket. So maybe you want to talk about the program first?
Yeah, let's go. So basically, the other thing is that we try to focus today about different topics around open source. So we'll discuss a bit about the story of open source on Prismic. We'll discuss about the main open source project that we are currently building at the moment, so Slice Machine, and the different updates that we are bringing to it. But the special thing that we are bringing tonight is the fact that we try not only to talk about open sourcing some code, but also opening the meetup, and so we try to open the meetup to different people, or at least to external people from the community and not only inside the company. So that's why we'll basically be joined by 3 guests tonight. So 2, Luis and Kyle, that will talk about project that they made with Prismic, and Sebastian a bit later that will talk about the next changes that that are coming to Vue and Nuxt, and this discussion will be done with Lucy.
Just to as you said, Prismic, and I always insist on this point, it's very important for me. Prismic wouldn't have been here without the community, without people doing stuff out there. And that is people that believe in us and spend their own free time to do stuff with Prismic and talk about it. And that trust is important for me. It's important for us. That's why one thing that I said the last event we have is that in terms of pricing, I would not betray the community that brought us here. So it's not because we're growing that we're going to make the pricing too much of a hassle for people that are freelancers, that are working on their own free time. We should always give you things that will allow you to continue working with the community. That's our interest, and also we should live up to your confidence. That's to your trust. Sorry. And the other thing is we should talk about you as well, not only about us, because you are part of what makes this rich, right? So that's why today we have. Maybe I don't know. We start with Kyle. Do you want to add something before?
No, that's it. Really, I agree with everything that you said, and we try to do that in the previous meetup, at least showcasing some work. But we thought it would be also a good idea to just bring people in so that they can discuss directly and present their work, and at least give a shout out to those different projects. So yeah, we have Kyle and Luis that are here tonight. And
so let me start with Kyle. Kyle did an awesome front-end practice. So I know some people maybe in the chat, they know already Kyle, but he did this kind of practice for front-end with Prismic, and I would like to have Kyle, if we can bring Kyle in here. Well, Kyle is there.
Hey guys.
Yeah, we can hear you. I guess.
Good deal.
Can everyone in the chat hear Kyle there? I guess they do. So thank you very much for joining on actually a short notice. We didn't tell you a long time before about this, but you jumped into it. Thank you very much.
No worries.
And thank you all also for what you did. So basically, can you tell us about a little bit more about front end practice and what you did with Prismic as well?
Yeah, so
maybe
practice.
Maybe you need to introduce yourself. I jumped right away into the topic. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, what you do, and then we jump into front-end practice? Sorry about that.
Yeah, my name's Kyle Shook. I'm a front-end developer. occasional freelancer. So right now I'm doing a little bit of freelancing on the side, not too much, and just kind of exploring some of my own projects like front end practice while I learn some other things. But so yeah, front end practice was kind of a project that grew from how I learned how to code and fine tune some of my skills, and that was through building websites that were actually on the internet. Not like projects from tutorials and stuff like that, but like this first one, Ableton. It was one of the first projects I tried to like recreate, and if you could click that view details button, it'd be great. And so what I would do is I would just go through a page and I would just start at the top and work my way down to the bottom. And it taught me a lot of, techniques about design and typography and just layouts and stuff that was both challenging, but very good learning opportunities. And I just thought I would make a website to kind of give other people the opportunity to try that too, kind of get out of the tutorial, loop and try to do something from scratch on your own. And I decided to use Prismic with it. I had built my portfolio with Prismic recently, and I experimented with a lot of CMSs before I landed on Prismic, and Prismic just worked in areas that made sense for me. It wasn't overly complicated in some other areas, and so I just decided to use it in my portfolio, and then it only made sense to me to keep using it, in other projects like this. So.
You don't have sound?
So I heard that people are having some kind of echo issue with like some kind of delayed echo. Flo, you muted, so we're not hearing Kyle anymore. I don't know what you did, but we don't hear anymore. Did you mute something? Okay, let me check.
I'm having sound myself. I think it's just you.
You're hearing Kyle?
Kyle, can you speak? Maybe. No. Okay. Sorry for the sound problem. No, I can see him muted on the Hangout. But anyway, myself, I went through the website while we wait for him to be back. At least having the sound back. But like, basically, I like the fact that that was the same process that I did myself when I learned to build website, basically and I think it's a process that a lot of people are doing, producing a website that you like. I saw the Starbucks one, and I think when I started the development, it was not this one for sure, but I started with producing Starbucks or the website of agency that I liked in the past. And I think it's a really good process for anyone that is willing to learn how to develop basically a website, but also to learn Prismic, to go through this website, to reproduce websites that are currently existing. I like the fact that you also link to different resources for each website that are relevant for the learning curve of building website, and I really appreciated personally this project. I don't know if you're back, Kyle, but
yeah. I mean, the problem was that I guess Kyle is using speakers. If you can lower down your speakers a little bit, then we can have less echo. I guess that was the problem.
Well, we don't have any sound anymore. No.
Yeah, or have some kind of headphones. If you can have some headphones. Can you Flo, did you unmute? Yeah, we're good. So I guess now you can try to talk. I guess we have less of echo now. Or maybe you have nothing to say then.
I wasn't sure if I was back or not.
You're back now.
You're back.
How's it sounding? Better?
Yeah, way better.
Yeah, people say that it's sounding good. Great.
Good deal.
Yeah, it's about the headphones actually, because we're hearing your own speakers. So I don't know. Did you ask him? I have just one more question maybe for you, Kyle. Is about so how was the experience with Prismic? I don't know if we answered it already, but how was the experience? How did you choose it? When did you learn about Prismic first?
I was going through probably a different CMS every weekend, just kind of experimenting, trying to find which one would work for me. And I believe I saw Alex had started a new position at Prismic. And, I was like, you know what, let's try this one. And so I just kind of dove headfirst into it. Um, like I said earlier, it wasn't overly complicated. Just putting content on a page didn't take me all day. I didn't have to worry about, the rich text was easy. The slices it was interesting. Once you got that sorted out, and yeah, it just made sense to me. So I just stuck with it, put all the others to the side.
But did you just say that Alex was also a reason for knowing about Prismic? He will get a raise if you say that.
I believe I saw he was starting, and I was like, you know what, let's try it. If Alex is going to work for these people, it's got to be a great place, right?
Maybe you need to introduce who is Alex, because
oh yeah, Alex is in the chat. Alex Tross, he joined us 1 year ago. It feels like 1 year actually. It's 1 month ago or 2 months ago, but it feels 1 year ago. We love Alex, and he's all over the place. But he's a humble person who would never say that about himself. And I would like, if we can we put a link to front end practice in the chat so that people try it out. I really like the project, and I really thank you, Kyle, for doing this with Prismic. These kind of resources are so important also for Prismic, right?
Yeah, we often see that. We often say internally, at least, that our goal should not be to only teach people how to build website with Prismic, but to teach people how to build website and to help them
build website, because that's the whole problem.
That's
right?
the whole problem at the end. That's what people are trying to do. They people don't wake up in the morning to say, "Oh, I will build something with Prismic, but I will build a website. should be able to build something for my new idea." And Prismic should be
part of the puzzle, right?
Exactly, part of the puzzle, or helping in that process, but should not be at least a hassle added on top of building stuff. So
exactly.
So yeah.
Do you have anything to add, Kyle?
No, I mean, I just want to thank you guys, for having me on to talk about front end practice, and in time, I hope to, add some more educational content to it, and hopefully talk about how I built, things like that website with Prismic and other tools. So I look forward to talking about it more in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Okay, so sorry for the echo. It was from the fact that of using speakers to get with a mic. Some people told me here, but I didn't listen to them. I had to debug myself, but I should have listened. But anyways, next we will have Luis.
Is it a pattern?
Sorry, what?
That you don't listen?
No. What? We'll listen to our users, right? Anyways, so next we have Luis.
Yeah.
Luis did this. Oh, yeah. Hi, Luis. So you did this awesome awards course, right? But wait. Maybe you can start introducing yourself.
That's really cool. And how did you make the connection between like how did you learn about Prismic, but also how are you connected to awards, and how did you make all those connections together? Because I okay. Okay.
So what just it seems people can't hear you for some reason. I don't know. Did you this basically you're using OBS Ninja? Is it?
Yeah, I think maybe they can hear me now.
Can you hear now? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Let's start over.
Let's start from scratch. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Yeah. Now we can hear each other. Yeah. Go ahead.
Cool. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. We learn also. It's the first time that we get people in, so
it's not exactly the first time, but go ahead anyway. The discussion anyway.
Yeah.
So what? Sorry, to start. So you built this awards course.
Going back again, basically to introduce myself to you guys, I am a front-end developer from São Paulo, Brazil, and I'm currently working for Active Theory, and I have built this awards academy course to teach you how you can use Prismic and also set up your fields and how you can build a creative website on top of Prismic. And I have mentioned before that my experience using Prismic was amazing, and that's the reason that I have incorporated Prismic in this course. So Prismic is basically the core of all the implementations that we have in any website that I implement. And let me try to recap a little bit.
And like there's one question, like maybe people can wonder, like how did you get a course on awards? How was the process? How can anyone do it, or is it hard?
So in that case, I think it's not that hard. The idea of this course is to teach you how you can have the mindset and how you can prepare yourself on building the entire website before you sending that to awards. Because your website needs to have something that outstands it from the other websites when you submit that for the awards. And I was invited by awards because I have won around 10 of them in my personal time. So yeah, I have won around 10 sites of the day. But it's basically a process. After the first one that you win, you're able to build more. And the thing is, keep mentioning Prismic again. By just using and integrating Prismic in my workflow, it speeded me up in a way that I was able to quickly go from a non-existing website to something that is super easy to animate. Because it's funny, I don't use any frameworks. That's why the name of the course is From Scratch Without Frameworks.
From scratch.
Because I prefer to write code from scratch, and Prismic provides the API that you can just fetch the content from using Node.js and render these pages. So this course is going to teach you the good thing about the two words. I mean, all the three communities. Prismic, you're going to learn how to create your fields and how you can build your website using Prismic and how you can get up to speed on that. So there's a lesson that is just to explain how you can create your account and create your fields. So it's a huge part of the course. The second one is the awards community, what you should implement and what you should be aware of when you're building this website. So I give some tips about animation, how you can integrate WebGL with your website, things like that, with Prismic API as well, because it provides the responsive images and stuff. So
Nice.
Again, I really love the Prismic product. So
we love what you did. I mean, the idea and you know how do you get to that? But thank you for the compliment. I take them. Any compliment, I take them. No problem. Okay.
Yeah, in that case, just to finalize from a little bit from awards, it's basically the community that invited me to do this course, how you can build this website, because I have a few of them using these technologies. Usually in the table of contents of this course, you can see how everything is divided by. There is a bunch of different topics that I'm going to approach in each one of these lessons, but that's basically it. And there is one just for Prismic and how you can create your fields using Pug. I'm using a template engine with Prismic in that case. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Lewis. I hope someone I would like maybe to ask someone from the team to paste. Basically, we have two links, one for the Kyle and one for the awards course.
Practice and the award academy.
Yeah, please. Can you paste into the chat so that people can check it out? Everyone is asking for it. Thank you very much for being here, Lewis, and also speaking about what you did. And keep the
thank you guys for the opportunity to share my thoughts on that.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Okay, now we're back. I guess we'll get back to the schedule. We're a bit late on the schedule because of the audio problems that we had. So what do you want to do next?
I would like to talk about a bit of the history of what we did and why we did open source, at least in the past, and maybe introduce some changes that we are bringing to Slice Machine and why Slice Machine is a critical project in terms of open source, at least in Prismic. Why did we choose to open source it? And give a quick update on the different product, and then we'll join Sébastien and Lucie to talk about Vue and Nuxt. And the future of Vue and Nuxt, at least.
So let me maybe say just I'm asking. Okay, there we got them. I was asking for the links. Someone who did Prismic. Someone from Prismic already put the awards course. So about open source. So the thing is, there is the obvious part, right? I mean, Prismic we started with there's. Prismic is a hosted platform, and that's for a reason. I mean, I used to do open source before. I did the Play framework is a web framework, was rather for Java, not for JavaScript. And then I saw that there is a problem actually of scaling content and distributing it, and everything around that. And I thought okay, I like the idea of software as a service, and I thought okay, let's build that. We built Prismic to solve these kind of problems. Not only to build the interface and the concept of headless CMS and all of that, but also to provide people with an easy framework to build easy product, so you can build things quickly. You don't have to worry about hosting the databases for your content, or scaling them, or the API, or all these kind of problems. And also you can get the idea is that you can get upgrades. We deal with upgrades and migration of your content. Whenever there is a new version, you don't have to worry about anything. We do the migration, we do the upgrade, so you're always up to date with the last version. So that's what's Prismic. But Prismic also has open source. Since the beginning, we of course had the SDKs.
The obvious one, basically we chose to open source everything that you could introduce in your code. So all the kits that were allowing you to do the query, render rich text, for example, but also the toolbar that is used to do the preview or the edit button, all those stuff that you might include in your code, we wanted to provide visibility on that, and so we made them open source. But that seems obvious.
But maybe the question is why to put things open source? For us as a company that is have a hosted software, and the reason is very simple actually. First, by open sourcing something, you will be able to see what's inside, but also you will be able to imagine if there is something that we it's not a priority for us. You might want to make a pull request and say, look guys, if you don't have the time for building this, but you agree on the idea, I can build it, and then you can integrate it. And this way, even if it's not your priority, well, we can help with that, right? And that's a good thing. The other thing is not only we wanted to go and open the source and allow you to have pull requests, but we want to go the full the full process of open source. By any improvement that we do in these kind of parts, we want to have RFCs, comments, share with you our early prototypes and stuff about it, and have your feedback, so that we do what you guys need in your projects, right?
And that's the thing, and why we basically started with Slice Machine, at least as a product in terms of open sourcing the code and open sourcing the whole process, because we know that open sourcing can be tough and is not for everyone. We know that developers are already aware of the process, so we started basically to open source one product that is the product that is targeting developers, so Slice Machine, and we started to ask you to include you in the process of building it. So through those meetups, but through also RFCs that we had in GitHub, and that's why we also wanted to give you an update a bit on the different changes on Slice Machine, but also
on the other projects as well, right?
Inform everyone about the process that is going on Slice Machine, because I don't know if everyone is aware about it. So talk about the different RFCs and voilà.
Yeah. So who is in the chat who like saw some RFCs about anything that we're doing or participated, commented, anything about the RFCs? Please write in the chat if you done anything with the RFCs that we're opening, if you see them, if you wanted to write some comments but you didn't have the time for it or anything like that. So today maybe we want to have maybe just focus on three some comments on the RFCs, yeah.
Maybe start also with an update and then we'll go to the comments. But basically on Slice Machine we often talk about it. There is the CLI, that was a huge project that we worked on, and the CLI, basically we revamped completely the CLI because it's an important part of Slice Machine, and we wanted everyone to be able to contribute to add a new technology to Slice Machine, but also to understand what's going on so that they can pass any improvement that they want. And for that we needed to redo completely the CLI because it was not allowing that in the past. The code was too complex and was not allowing that. So one good thing is that it's now released. We released in alpha the new version of the CLI, and so you are now able to contribute to it easily and to add your technology. Mark will do more improvement because Mark is the person that is doing most of the work on the CLI. He will do more improvement and will document how to add the technology so that you can contribute even more easily. But that's the one thing about the CLI. And basically we also opened two RFC that were having a lot of interaction and traction and engagement,
right.
And we really like this process. The first one was about variation. That we opened quite some time ago.
Maybe we can bring up the two comments that we talked about. So basically about variation, what was the comment that we want to bring in, and we think it's interesting.
The thing that we saw in the variation, basically we had a lot of comments in how we can build, like what will be the use cases, how should it be modeled, how can we handle them, and there was a lot of really interesting things that made us think about the whole feature overall. One of the comments that, for example, I chose from James was the fact that basically variation will be a way for people to for the content marketing team to pick and choose different variation from a component, and so we should be able to basically select a default variation, then another one, and then being able to migrate the content between variations so that the experience is seamless and doesn't create any trouble when you are testing different variations. And that's something that we considered in our process of developing the feature and that we introduced in the variation feature. This feature is almost ready. I know that Arnaud demoed it during the previous product meetup. We are in QA at the moment, and we should be able to release it in the next couple of days. So if you are interested in having access to the beta of the variations and continue to give us feedback afterwards so that we can improve, we are really keen to get this feedback and to continue the process of including you basically in improvements after the release.
So the other part that we wanted to kind of preview, but I guess we are a little bit short on time. I don't know, we'll go maybe more quickly. We have 5 minutes, right? Okay, so we'll try to do. So the next one is regarding, remember we talked about this custom type builder that we want to build custom types locally. Now we started with Slice Machine with building the slices locally. And then people came and said like, okay, well, this is good with the slices, but I want to also build the relationships when I use Slice Machine, and I don't have the relationships because I can't do it in the code, right? So that was a big thing that people wanted to do. And then we said, look, okay, we can bring the pages into the custom type builder locally in the code. Remember, we want to put things in the code because then the project has all the source of truth of everything, the models and everything else. That's the idea. So we brought slices in, and now we're bringing the custom types. So about the progress of that, one of the things that people talked a lot about is the
naming.
The naming. Like we talked about last time, you were not here, Renaud, but I talked about page template, and people maybe didn't. Some people understood, some people didn't understand exactly why are we calling the custom types page templates at all, and why is that? Why we're constraining the name to something that is smaller? Because custom types could be anything. They could be, I don't know, models, authors, could be anything. Why pages? And maybe I want to explain a little bit what's the angle there and why we're talking about this, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is, I don't know, I'm just looking at the chat a little bit. The idea is they are so and people thought also like custom types is like maybe you should call them content models and stuff like that, which actually makes a lot of sense. So the first thing first, when what we want to bring locally is a fully fledged content modeling custom types tool. Okay, so we want to allow you to build anything. Okay, so we're not constraining you, but we thought that there is a special case of content models, which is the page model.
Yeah.
And the page is special, and it does exist. It has its own specific things. So maybe in the interface we could have something that is called content models, like usual, like before, but have another thing that is a bit more specialized that we call the page template or the page model or whatever it is. But the fact that it's a page, we can remove some things that are too complex and add things that are always natural in a given page. Like SEO is natural in a page. Maybe we can add it up front. There are other things.
URL is a
URL. You need to have it in the page. We can add it up front, right? And by making these kind of choices, because if it's a generic model, you can make choices. But if it's a page template, then you can make some choices. By adding these choices, we can improve the edition experience, like the experience of. So we make it more page creation here, and then the models is the model creation. Okay, so in the page you're more focused of I'm building a page, so I need to be productive in doing that. I will do A, B, C, and then I will add the sections, and I will check up SEO, and that's it, and I publish it. You're focused on the page, whereas models is more like I'm building some model of something.
Yeah, exactly.
So the idea.
Same for navigation. Basically, we know that a lot of custom types are used today for navigation, but the thing is that the overall experience that you should have while editing a page is completely different than while editing a navigation. You know that a navigation will have like nested elements with subcategory, whatever you need to. We can design a specific experience on building navigation if we know that it's a navigation. But so if we try to have a generic experience on editing content, then we cannot have those specific experiences, and that's why we would like to introduce at least a differentiation between custom types.
Yeah, like let's make choices and allow all the different things, but there are some categories where we can optimize a little bit more. That's the idea. I hope it's a little bit more understandable than the last time. But anyway, we need to have more prototypes and stuff so that you get the full idea and you give us your feedback.
We wanted to, I don't know if we have the time, but
the video, we have 2 minutes. So do you want to show, maybe okay, let's go directly into the video. Share a video that Hugo is one of the core developers of Slice Machine. You probably know him. You've seen him around if you played with Slice Machine. He's a cool guy.
And one of the things that we wanted to show you is basically where we at.
Work in progress. Like, look, this is really cool. So we're not even showing you something that is deployed. It's broken. It's like some code that is kind of working in some corners, not working in other corners, but you have the live status of what's happening.
But at the end, it's like open source. So if you want to get the branch, you might be able to access it and to see the thing. So as you see, those are screens that you know. Basically, the slice builder provides you the list of slices. But Hugo started to work on basically bringing the custom type locally and not only the slices. So in here you can see that there is a home page and a page, and that for this template of home page, basically now you have the static zone and you are able to select from a page template the different slices that will be used in the slice zone of this page. And moreover, you will be able to do what you can currently do in a custom type, so basically adding fields to the static zone. So we introduced a new field that doesn't exist yet for the moment in Slice Machine. It's the content relationship one.
It's coming, the content relation. But it's important to get like into production, this kind of field.
And then you get the full process basically of building a custom type as you know it today, and by enjoying also the features that are specific to Slice Machine for now. So like being able to generate the mocks, having the different hints for the different fields that you had on the static zone. So everything that is basically all the plus that you get from Slice Machine, plus all the production ready feature that you have on Prismic are now being able to be provided through this tool locally, so that you can enjoy at least all the process that you have today in Slice Machine, having the mocks local, having the models in the code, so that you can version it. All that we are bringing it to the local custom type builder, and that's something that, as you see, is a bit is well advanced, but a bit broken in terms of style. But we wanted to share with you at least the status and where we are at. We think that during the month of May we should be able to release a fair version and get your feedback on this.
Yeah, so relationships are coming, and we have the custom type, and it will be stored in the code. Did we open an RFC on where we want to store it?
And that's one of the questions that we have, so we'll probably open an RFC very soon.
I so much wanted to share this RFC in this so that people comment, because we have this question like where to store the custom type model, the page model basically. Is it somehow next to the page and then we have limitations, or is it in a different folder? But anyway, we'll add an RFC and we'll share it with you so that you can help us with that. Maybe now it's time that we get Lucy and then Sebastien here. So basically today we have another guest. Well, there's Lucy, but she is with us all the time. But there is also Sebastien that took the time to come with us. I will let you lead. Lucy, you know the program better than me.
Okay, do we have Sebastien here? Yes, maybe. Okay, I don't hear Sebastien. Maybe on Meet you're still muted. Okay, great. And do we have the sound of Sebastien on the live? No. Okay, are you muted also on the... Okay, is it better now on OBS Ninja? Okay, sorry, just checking quickly.
Can you try to talk?
Yeah, can you? Okay.
No. No, we don't seem to have your voice, your sound, Sebastien. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe refresh and make sure you have the right audio source on OBS Ninja.
What about now?
We lost you. So
yeah, it's great.
Okay, you're back. Again. You're back. Yeah. Okay, we have you. We have you. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone, for the technical difficulties, and welcome, Sebastien, on our Prismic meetup.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so just to introduce Sebastien to everyone, in case there's not only Nuxter in the chat, Sebastien is the co-creator and CTO at Nuxt Labs, the company behind Nuxt now. And we're about to talk a bit about Vue 3, Nuxt 3, what's coming up at Prismic regarding those two frameworks, and yeah.
Go ahead, your topic, man.
Okay, yeah. Well, I have 3 questions, but really that's just a discussion. And as I promised you, Sebastien, I'm not here to take sneak peek of Nuxt 3 in front of everyone. So yeah, my first question would be back in February, I think it was Vue.js Global Conference, and Puya announced a few things about Nuxt 3, and I'd like to know now a few months later, how do you feel about it at Nuxt Lab, and how the community can help you in the future of Nuxt 3 right now?
That's a good question. Since February, we did a lot of work on the new repository that is actually merging Nitro, which is the new deployment system and core of Nuxt that allows serverless and the possibility to host your Nuxt app to Cloudflare workers, so to the edge. We wrote the whole core into TypeScript. we are implementing Vite as well as Webpack. And obviously this creates some bugs. So we are currently fixing the bugs we have and developer experience. So once we open Nuxt to the world as beta, we will be able to be confident for maintaining and opening the source code. But I believe it's a matter of weeks, and we also want to document so people don't waste their time how to use it. This has been a lot of changes inside the Nuxt because of Vue 3 and because of Vite, the new modular architecture. Nuxt 2 was already modular, but Nuxt 3 is even more modular. So.
Yeah, that's something really interesting that I noticed is that now with Vue.js we have Vite and Webpack 5. And like, how do you feel about those two like bundler, let's say, for like the future of like developing website?
I would say it depends on the website. Webpack is really mature and has a strong community. And I know they're doing hard work on the speed improvements now. So I believe it's a solid foundation that we should not ditch. And Vite is bringing a good competition in this one. I'm sorry if you hear
no worries.
Behind. And being a parent is harder also when you work on open source.
I on that point, I was remembering like the when we started working, and by the way, there's a lot of your input on Slice Machine on different places, like these snippets. They come. The snippets are. We had this kind of meeting about the Slice Machine, and you were there, and we discussed about several things, and you gave us like some tips about that. And also since the beginning, when we started the whole Nuxt integration, it was you who wrote the module, right? The Prismic module.
You asked me to have some help regarding the Prismic module, and actually Prismic, when I worked on it, it was an easy way to integrate such CMS to Nuxt. And that's at the same time when I work on the full static feature of Nuxt and opening the live preview on the Prismic module at first.
Right.
Yeah. Talking about Slice Machine and integrating things with Nuxt, like, are there any like integrations that you're looking forward for Nuxt?
You mean new integrations?
Like, I don't know, like connecting to new tools, or like is there like a module that is missing for Nuxt right now?
At least something that you would speak publicly about. This is the idea.
Yeah, I know we have the image module. That is wow.
No worries.
No, that's fine.
He will soon take the bus, so he should be quiet in a few minutes. We have the image module coming really soon. We're also working with the Google team as well as the Next team and Angular, which is called Web SDK. And we are talking about the fonts module that will support Google Font, but also other providers, while keeping the best practice for performances and a great developer experience. So you only add your font, and then you can download, inline it. So we have a strong focus on performances. Image is part of it, fonts would be. And obviously with Nuxt 3 and the compatibility we will have also for Nuxt 2, thanks to Nitro, Nuxt will have full stack capabilities with a true API system, like you have with Pages. You will be able to create serverless functions. And these obviously open more possibilities for modules to be integrated on the server part as well, on top of the client, which is already possible.
Yeah, definitely. Like, that's really something I'm looking forward, and already like the demo for Nuxt Nitro is like really impressive to learn what you'll be able to do in the future with Nuxt. And yeah, like you talked also about modules, and like I know like there's like a whole new thing like to come around modules for Nuxt, which is called Nuxt Kit. And like for us, like people at Prismic, like developing integration with like frameworks, like what are your recommendations like to get ready with for Nuxt 3?
Nuxt Kit is different than Svelte Kit. It's focused on the module and integration. And basically, when you create a Nuxt module at the moment, you need to export a function and start using Nuxt hooks or reading the options. We didn't have a clear pattern back then when we opened the module. After 2 years of experience, 2-3 years, we decided to go in the same road as a Vue, where you will be able to define a Nuxt module. And then you will have autocomplete and options to have a stronger module ecosystem respecting best practice as well as testing. So the developer, when they have to choose an integration, they will be confident about the Nuxt module integration. And it will be much easier for you to create an integration on Nuxt, which is even more powerful.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And well, for people in the chat that like are following us, we released a few weeks ago like an alpha of the Prismic kit for Vue 3, and like that's currently in alpha, and that was our first step at Prismic, our first step at like getting ready to support Nuxt 3, because like in order to support Nuxt 3, which is built on top of Vue, like we need to get our kits for Vue itself ready, and like that's already available for you. So if there's like anyone in the chat that is curious about Vue 3 and Prismic, you can already like give it a try by looking at this documentation I just sent. Okay.
And there are a lot of other things that I know that they are in the plans that will help a lot for instance, Slice Machine and other things like that.
Yeah.
Probably not a topic for today, but I'm really looking forward. I'm sure that this summer we have a few very interesting things for making the whole workflow way more productive.
I can spoil a little bit.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, everyone wants that.
We are here for that.
So one part of Nuxt Kit is to have a clear API for integration to complete Nuxt with their integration. And one of them is obviously hooking into the core, adding Vue plugins. But another one would be to be integrated inside a Nuxt DevTools. And obviously the Nuxt DevTools will already have some, let's say, widgets. And one of them, for example, that is the most asked feature is to document the components. As you know, in Nuxt, we have the auto import of components. So we know your components, and now we can document them directly for you. So you can develop your components like you would do in Storybook, but without installing anything, because we already know how to run your Vue components.
Right. And I know that there are quite a few from all the users. We do some actually the team of Dragonhead does quite some user testing, and we understood that also people like Slice Machine, but the setup is pretty heavy, and that could also make it a bit lighter so that you can get up and running much more quickly.
Yeah. Definitely. Like if we can tell people like just create a Nuxt app and then add Slice Machine, and you don't even know that there's like some Storybook or something like Storybook running, like that would be like a nice journey for them.
Yeah, from my point of view, it would be nice if Slice Machine would be a Nuxt module. Then you can just, with the new CLI that is coming at the same time for Nuxt 3, that will also work for Nuxt 2, you will be able to do Nuxt add Slice Machine, and you should be ready to go.
Yeah, and for sure, like that's something I'm also looking for. That depending on like how we can integrate with the new Nuxt kit, like maybe the next module for Nuxt like will be more Slice Machine centric and allowing like a tighter integration between Slice Machine and Nuxt.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
All right. So thank you, Sebastian, for joining us. I know that you're also working on a lot of other things under the hood, and that's really exciting. So I think we're all looking forward to the future of Nuxt and like to hear more about them as you release new things. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Bye.
All right.
Okay, we're back. I guess we are at are we at the QA, right?
Yes, for the QA.
Is it like Renaud, you means we need people to ask questions and then we will answer them. So for people that are on the chat, what kind of questions you have? What do you have ask questions? Renaud, did you?
Yeah, while waiting for some questions, there was some topic that I wanted to discuss. So at least we'll have a buffer.
Just give me a second.
Yes.
Someone asked, I guess, what I don't know if big. What is Prismic about? Just very quick. I know it's known for a lot of people out there. Prismic is a tool that allows you to build websites, basically. So basically, if you heard about headless CMS, content management, publishing tools, all of these fall under it. Our goal is to make a workflow that allows you to build websites with components and then ship these components to content writers so that you can build as many pages as they want with what you did, basically. So basically, you ship a page builder to your content teams so that they are then autonomous on producing as many pages as you want. You wanted to talk about something?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about basically what are the next steps, and also in terms of open source, what we can expect basically from the different topics.
Meanwhile, you can ask any questions so that we can answer them.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so as we said earlier, there is a lot of things that we need to bring to the different kits and to the different tools that we are providing to developers in order to build with Prismic. The main thing, and we know that sometimes some kits are can lack some support, and so we are basically building a whole team around what we call DevX. Lucy is part of this team. Alex, that we talked about, is part of this team. And Noah, that is managing this team, is recruiting people in order to build a team and to be able to provide the best developer experience that we can to everyone. And that's why.
Let me maybe go though, like developer experience. What that means?
Yeah, for sure.
Very simply, very quickly. Prismic has to work with Nuxt, has to work with Vue, has to work with React, with Next, with a lot of other Gatsby. And the idea is like, how can we get this integration the best possible and the experience of doing it the seamless, as seamless as possible? This is the team of DevX and everything that we have, right?
And so if you're interested in building this and helping the team building this, we are looking for people to help us on that, on the different technologies that are the major one that we use with Prismic. In this process, I wanted to talk about it, and I think maybe you talked about it the last meetup, but Angelo Ashmore, that is basically the core maintainer of the Gatsby Source Prismic plugin, joined us this month and is now starting to work on a new version. Started to already to work on a new version of the plugin. The main highlights about the plugin are that it will basically support the preview for draft and for releases. So we'll bring basically the Prismic preview experience to Gatsby. That was something that we wanted to build at first, and that we failed. But now, in the first experience, in the first try that we did, but Angelo worked a lot on that, and so that's one of the key highlight that is bringing in. Another thing is about fetching dynamically the custom types to be able to build the schema through the plugin. And again, in this process,
yeah, we talked about this last time. Go ahead.
Again, in this process, we are trying to get as much feedback as possible during the process of building the plugin. So Angelo created on GitHub an open roadmap and an open RFC, so that you can contribute to, ask your questions, release any comments that you feel are necessary in the process of building this.
Yeah, I'm still looking at questions.
Do we have one?
Not yet. Okay. Some people comment about how awesome Nuxt is, and thanks Sebastian for that. Yeah, of course.
Sure.
That's my phone. I put it on silent. Okay. What is the starting page to help devs to learn Prismic and contribute?
So the starting page to learn Prismic will be prismic.io/docs, where you will be able to find a set of tutorials and getting started in the different technologies. So if you're a JavaScript developer, you will be able to find different frameworks. If you're a PHP developer, you will be able to find tutorial for PHP. Same for Ruby or for other technologies. For technology that we support a bit less, like .NET or others, you will be able to find kits that are community managed and some literature over the internet, basically over the web, where you will be able to find some tutorials.
Right. There is another question here. Samuel is saying, just decided to make some cool open source project for Slice Machine. Any ideas? thinking of some kind of super customizable starter library or something, I guess we have things in the works that maybe you will be interested to look at. Around maybe like some kind of around e-commerce. We'll keep in contact, Samuel, and anyone else that wants to help us when in producing some open source assets. That's a good idea, and we want to kind of help with structure these efforts so that your time will be useful for everyone.
For the first release of
thank you very much basically for suggesting that.
For the first release, Sarah Sweden helped us on building a first open source library of slices that are accessible, responsive, and everything, and that you can still find on our GitHub, on the Slice Machine GitHub, where you will be able to find the we call it Vue Essential Slices or Essential Slices for React, and you have at least some open source and nice, cool basics component that you can use in your project.
Another question, Reese, with the Slice Machine and the new CLI, will there be a way, I think there was added, to have a template plugin for adding templates for building new slices for different frameworks? So let me try to understand. Will be there a way to have a template plugin for adding templates for building new slices?
Yes.
But we don't. Maybe I need to understand better, because these words. Well, already the word template can have so many interpretations. The word plugin has a lot of interpretations. Now imagine you put template and plugin together. Wow, the possibilities are so open. So do you have an understanding? Maybe you can clarify your understanding.
So I have two possible understanding. The first one is basically, is there any way to provide a default slice that is not the one that we provide, in order to have a generic slice that you can use and that is customizable? This is doable already, and I would recommend you to open an issue so that someone from the team can answer to this, or at least document it. And the other thing that I understand is, would we be able at some point to that's the second interpretation that I have. Like, will it be possible to create some kind of generator or plugin that will help you add new slices, like add new technologies, like I don't know, Svelte or whatever, like an easy way to basically being able to support new technology, and that's in the work at the moment.
Another question we have is, will you integrate Svelte soon?
So. Okay, fully transparent on that. So basically, we are doing some refactoring on the CLI to be able to create a generator to add a default generator that will help anyone to add a new technology. And the way we'll do it is by adding a new technology ourselves. So by using the tool and using it to add new technology, and we'll use Svelte to do that. So yes, it will come soon. It will be the next technology supported on Slice Machine. Right. Now, also, I had this. Sam from the education team wrote a nice blog post about supporting SvelteKit, using SvelteKit and Prismic to build a website. So if you're interested in doing that without Slice Machine, but right away, I would recommend that you go to the blog and look at it if you want to start a project with Prismic and Svelte.
All right. So Reese says the last one. So I don't know if this is a question. The last one. So something that allows hooking into the build process. I don't know if it's related to something else that we.
No, that's yes, Reese. That's what Mark is building, and maybe what we should do, if Mark is listening, is basically write some documentation for everyone to understand how we'll do that. But yes, the goal is to expose basically internals of the CLI as a plugin, so that you can create a repository, plug yourself into a hook that will tell you when the repository is created, so that you can basically generate a template, tell you the same when the model is created, etc., etc., etc.
So let's wait maybe for one last question, a little bit. Do you have anything that you want to add meanwhile?
No, I think we talked in the past about the bulk action, just to let you know that everyone should start seeing the bulk actions, at least the first bulk action in the repo in the next couple of days, because we are progressively deploying it, and we start to have it more and more in different repos. So that's something that is coming to all of you. And maybe one of the features that we start building and that we should be able to release next week is GitHub login, allowing developer to log in with GitHub. So that's another thing that is coming.
Reese is asking again, where could I add a comment about the generators for the CLI? I have a thought. I have thought about it, but not sure. Basically, there's an idea. Is there any GitHub issue or someplace? We're supposed to share the RFCs here. We didn't. So basically, where is the best place if they want to find the RFCs?
You go to the GitHub Prismic CLI, and you have in the pull request, you have a pull request open for comments. That is the one on top. The Mark's revamp. So I think
maybe someone can share it.
Can someone share the link, please?
Yeah. So
that you can add any comment.
Right, and there is another, also the RFCs that we have on Slice Machine. Go to Slice Machine repo, and there are the different things that we want to ask you. I told about the local, where to store the models of pages. It's a question that will be maybe dealt with differently between Next and Nuxt and the others.
Yes.
That's one thing. And I think I'm very excited about what we're doing with the custom type local builder. It's really advancing well. And I want, soon we can do the full cycle, right? Like build slices, add them to a page, push it to a Prismic repo, publish from there, and then you have everything organized in the right way. And you can't imagine how many clients we ask us all the time, like, okay, we want this. When is it? Will it be ready? And we're advancing.
Very well.
Yeah, very well on this. So I guess maybe next meetup we could have some kind of news about it, some kind of good news about it.
Should be released, at least.
Wow, you're committed. Should be released.
That's the
this
goal.
This is a guy that tells you that.
That's the goal.
He promised.
I don't do that. I don't like to do that often. So
profit this time.
Yeah,
profit from enjoy it. All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions here, I don't see any other questions for now. I think we can wrap it here.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here. Sorry for the different technical problems with the sound. It kind of happens because it's basically we have a stream, but we need to get another stream to be streamed inside the stream, which we did quite a few times in the past. But always there are new issues that happen. Sometimes like this time, like it was a very basic problem of Kyle had the speakers on, and I thought that the problem is with the setup. We thought that the problem with the setup, but it was rather the sound that we get from him. It was having echo already. So thank you for helping debugging that as well. That's part of this being live. And other problems. So always there are new things that appear. We try to deal with them. Again, another time. Next time will be on I guess the last Wednesday of May. Subscribe to the channel. We will send you also an email about it, and come up with your comments and ideas, even if they're not relevant to the topic. By the end, we can answer them, and we know that they exist. Next time we'll come prepared with RFCs. We'll give you the links so that you can comment on them. And anything you put in there, we consider it. And then if you want, you can be part of our user testing. Let me define maybe what user testing is. User testing is like you'll be with someone like Dragana or someone from the team that will ask you questions about how you use Prismic, and then maybe show you something and ask you to play with it, to do something with it. And from that, we understand what are the hassles and what are productivity things. So if you're up for that, this is really helpful for us. Don't forget to subscribe. Do you want to add anything else?
No, I hope that you enjoyed the food also. And yeah, again, since we were in a rush, we might not have had the time to say it, but thanks a lot for all the comments that you brought to the different RFCs and in the chat. It helps a lot in designing and thinking about how we can push Slice Machine even forward.
I have a few people in the chat asking, like, do we have any funding goals or any VC, like are we looking for a VC money or anything like that? They're good questions. I answered them back then. We can take this maybe discussion offline. we have big plans for growing Prismic. We are here because of the community, so we really love that, and we have big plans. I guess Prismic is growing very quickly now. But if you have like this kind of questions, don't hesitate to send me the email directly, and I will be happy to discuss with you. I'm talking to the several people that asked about the VC or about the money investment or this kind of topic, including Drew Cooper, and I saw someone else. Anyway, very happy to talk, and thank you everyone.
Thank you,
and see you next time.
Month.
Yeah,
no, see you tomorrow for the one that wants demo of the product. I'm doing a demo with Sarah tomorrow.
You're doing with Sarah. Okay, that's great. So these are demos that we do every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks on Thursday.
Every 2 weeks, a demo of the product. So if you have content writers or someone joining the team or someone that doesn't know Prismic and wants to know about what Prismic is and what's the publishing experience there, that is done for it. There is Alex. I saw that Alex is going live in 2 hours or something. I guess he's much cooler and funnier than us, so maybe you can go and try. A lot of pressure on you, Alex.
If you never saw what he's doing, is basically building, is inviting really cool developers to build like nice components, like nice and funny components with like experiments around CSS, JavaScript, SVG, a lot of nice stuff.
Someone is moving stuff out.
Okay, it's like earthquake. So yeah, really cool stuff. The one that he built in the past, like the 3 components that he built were really funny, and it's always a cool moment. So if you feel like it, you can watch Alex stream. Maybe we'll share a link in the comments. But I personally enjoyed it.
Thanks. See you next time. I don't want to hang up, but this is it. Goodbye.
And there is PSG.
Goodbye.
Bye.